Welcome back to Sound 101. I'm Andrew from Deity Microphones, and with me today is Deity Steve.
What's up?
Today, we are going to be showing you how with just $200, you can do a two-person interview setup. Well, a few weeks back, we held a challenge that we can only spend $200 on audio kits. I mean, completely whole kit, under $200. And the winner of that challenge, you guys selected, was Steve here. So I've brought him back because I'm not gonna show off his kit. I want him to justify how he won to you guys out there. So Steve, let's actually kind of recap what exactly is in your kit.
Well, Andrew, the crux of my kit is the two microphones. I went for two, you went for one. I went with V.Lavs. So I have two V.Lavs, those are our lavalier microphones, and it's one for each person.
Wonderful. And I guess we're gonna be plugging that not directly into the camera, it's gotta go into something else, correct?
Naturally, most DSLRs only have one input, so I have a mixer here that has two inputs that will then be a left and a right track, so I can have two people going into one camera.
Traditionally though, you often think of lavaliers and interviews as a wireless kind of item, and yet that is not what we're doing today, because if wireless, I mean, you have possible failure. Hardwire, we don't, yet do we have to worry about this setup? Because the way you have positioned your chairs today is not actually all that close to your DSLR.
Correct. We are going to be wired, which is, like you said, a lot less troubleshooting, a lot more dependable. And with the V.Lavs, they each have a 5-meter cable, so that's very long. You are not gonna have an issue, even with the 50mm at this distance. It's gonna be totally fine, no tripping hazards.
Let's actually talk about the mixer now that you're going into. Why did you select this mixer with those Lavs?
The most important feature of this mixer is that it has the 3-volt plug-in power, which is sort of rare at this price range. So that's definitely one of the reasons that I picked this one.
The price point, by the way, is only $60. So at that price range, you really only find passive mixers, which don't take batteries, which is convenient, but it kills the plug-in power coming from your DSLR and does not pass it to your lavaliers. So yours does that though. It actually has plug-in power.
It does. It requires two AAA batteries, and with that power, like you said, it passes the power through, so both of my Lavs are gonna be powered with one mixer.
Yeah, if you have one of those passive kind of mixers, what you end up having to do is buy one of those lavaliers. It takes the little coin cell batteries meant for a watch. If those die on your set, where are you gonna find those little tiny coin batteries? Whereas you just having to recharge AAA battery, pretty easy to do.
Let's actually take a second here to talk about the V.Lav, because some people might be confused. Our V.Lavs actually do have a dongle with a battery in it, but what is that doing, Andrew? Because that's not powering the microphone.
It is actually not powering the microphone, it's actually powering the chip that actually turns kind of what pinout that TRRS connector needs to be. So if you plug it into a DSLR, it moves the audios, the pins 1 and 2. If you plug it into a phone, it goes, oh, that's a phone. I'll move it over to pin number 4, and it does it in a second. And then the batteries, they cut off. They are not needed anymore, and the whole system runs on the 3 volts provided by your phone, or in this case, by the DSLR, or in your new setup, by the left and right channels of your active mixer.
Sounds good. At this point, I'm ready to put this on the camera. I will plug the Lavs in and see how it goes. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is power this thing. Obviously, it is an active mixer like Andrew said, so we have the two AAA batteries. Put this in here. Now it is time to mount this to the camera. This is gonna go in the cold shoe mount. We want the knobs facing us in case we have to make any adjustments. We'll go over that later, but to start, let's just tighten this down. Now we have two outputs here. One is for the headphones. That's how we're gonna be monitoring this audio. The other one is the out, and that's where this cable is gonna go. Now this feed is gonna go into our camera microphone input. We are good with this side. We're gonna flip it around. Now, so we have a few things to look at here. First, we have the switches. We have 3 options. We have line, mic, and 3 volts. Because, like we said earlier, we want our Lavs to receive power, we want both of these on the 3-volt switch. Now we have 3 inputs. We have right, a stereo, and left. We are going to be going into the right with one of our Lavs and into the left with the other Lav. The stereo would be if you had one single stereo microphone that was gonna occupy both the left and the right channels. We wanna be splitting that, so we're recording one person from the left and one person from the right. Now we are done on this side, we're gonna spin it around again to the face that we're gonna be operating from. So we have the headphone input. We have a switch here that is between mono and stereo. we're gonna be on the stereo side again because we're using left and right channels. We have the on-off switch. As you'll see, we toggle it on. We have a green indicator light here. Now we know that we are powered on, the batteries are in. Lastly, we have the two independent gain knobs for the left and right channel. The idea here is that we're gonna leave them around the 1 o'clock position because we have plenty of headroom on top if we need to turn up. So at this point, we'll go in and we'll check the camera preamps. If we're getting good levels, monitoring those VU meters, then we're set. But we also are able to turn down, give them a little bit of padding if they're getting too excited or anything. So this way, we're kind of balancing the best of both worlds in terms of controls here and controls on the camera preamps without overdriving anything, getting too much noise. So at this point, we are ready to dive into our camera settings. And what I can do is I can prepare with myself, basically. Clip one of these lavs to my own chest. We can go into our camera menu to check out the levels that we have going on there. So we'll go menu, sound recording. We want this on manual. Obviously, we don't want any auto settings for our audio in this case. Now, I can check this out because I have clipped the lav to my chest about where it's gonna be for the talent. And I can see that our level is way up and we want to turn that down. We're gonna leave the mixer gain knob at around the 1 o'clock position so we still have that control, but we're gonna take this way down. So my level is peaking around -12 dB. That seems pretty good to me. This is about the level that I think is a normal speaking level for the talent. So at this point, I know we're ready to go because both of these lavs are gonna be recording at the same level inside of the camera, even though I have independent control on the mixer. Now our one last thing to do is plug in the headphones. We are using the Halter Technicals that I stole from Andrew's kit actually, and we're gonna go into the mixer here. So we're ready to call our talent in and get them laved up.
So now it's come the time to actually wire up your talent, and yes, you only spent $50 on your lavalier, but you can still get something that looks aesthetically pleasing, just like you would if you were watching something on, say, the TV news. So let me show you how to do a broadcast loop. So all you need to do a broadcast loop is the mic clip itself. What we're gonna do is a big, giant kind of loop, just like that. So as you can see, the loop comes out, back into, in between the teeth of the clip. We're gonna make a second loop on the back side now, open up the teeth, slide it in, and make another big, giant loop. So when you actually place this on talent, you merely open it up. The teeth and cable are on one side and the smooth section is on the other. And now what you have is a lavalier that looks just like this one that I'm currently wearing for you guys.
So at this point, we have both talents here and laved up. We're gonna do one last check and I can independently dial in both of their volumes. So can I have you both please just speak?
Mic check, mic check.
Hi, hello.
Okay, everything looks good. We're peaking around -12 decibels, so we are ready to go. Now that we're all set up, let's take a listen to what our audio would sound like if we just used the internal camera microphone.
Tell us more about the action comedy you guys just made.
I had so much fun. I had never done my own stunts before, so it was really cool to kind of flex that muscle, get to do something a little bit dangerous.
Here's what it would sound like if we used a on-camera shotgun microphone.
We were on set for about 3 months.
Yeah, something like that, yeah, about 3. I think the last 2 I did were like 2 times as long as this one. It was crazy, so.
Yeah, we moved fast, we had long days, but it was a big enough chunk of time that I think we got what we needed.
Yeah.
And here's what it sounds like with my award-winning $200 setup that uses 2 V.Lavs and an on-camera mixer.
I had a great time on set. It was a really lovely crew, great group of people. Everyone was really collaborative.
Some people were a little more serious than others, I'm sure you remember. But yeah, I mean, most people everything went smoothly and stuff. Everyone was nice, so it was good. It was good.
Well, that does it for us on another episode of Sound 101. I would like to thank Claire and Rhett for stopping by, and of course, Deity Steve for gracing us with your presence to gloat about how much you beat me in our $200 challenge. If you want to keep growing with us, we drop new videos every single week, so you got to hit that subscribe button and you got to hit that bell for notifications. If we get a lot of likes on this kind of video, we'll always do more, so if you hit that like button, it really does help us out. And if you want to help yourself out and win one of these V.Lavs, all you got to do is drop a comment down in that section below. It says #mailbag and ask us a question that you want us answered on one of our filmmaking Q&A kind of setups. The best comment is actually going to win a V.Lav.
Also, I'm going for the 3-peat, so if you have any ideas for future audio challenges that pit me versus Andrew, please leave those in the comments below with #challenge.
#challenge, sure. I don't mind losing for the 3rd time. It can be a money challenge, it can be an instrument we have to mic up, something unique and fun that you guys actually want to see us do. We'll do it. I don't mind looking embarrassed for the 3rd time. I'm Andrew from Deity Microphones. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.